Yeah, if you look at Turner, it's one, it's amazing that McCarthy put him in there in the first place, right? His Liberty score ratings of 40%. He votes with 42, 43%. He votes with Democrats more of the time. This is one of the more powerful positions. And we had the gavel with the House, right? So, and we know the intelligence community had, abused things trying to change the election back in 2016, trying to remove Trump when he was in office. And here you have the gavel. It's one of the more powerful positions. And you've got a guy, with one of, if not the lowest Liberty score ratings in there, who takes the staff that's highly valuable, that had a lot of experience working with Durham and everybody else, and removes them, shuts down a China investigation, who's looking at how the business community is using China to influence Washington, and the intelligence community is doing nothing about it. Where the president and his son fall into that realm, shuts down that investigation, and every single thing he did. I mean, Hakeem Jeffries is out with a note today, upset that he's leaving. Adam Schiff's just on MSNBC praising the guy, saying it's a huge mistake letting him go. You couldn't have a better commercial that writes itself for why he should be removed.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Before I let you go, TikTok, Sequoia Capital, Neil Shen, latest on your investigation of that. Do you think that's going to get any traction?
We'll see. The TikTok CEO's purportedly at the inauguration, so it's supposed to be shut down over the weekend. I know that, we're all capitalists. We'd like to see people make money off it, and we'd like to see it in hands and the businesses that still run off it. I know Trump's focused on that, but this is a dangerous tool. Senator Cotton came out ripping today the Democrats trying to delay the shutdown. We'll see what happens. We'll see, who has the courage to confront this. If Shen gets removed from the board of directors, we still have a problem in that we have a lot of capitalists who don't see the economic warfare, and it's not a competition that's happening with China. And we need to make sure in the new administration we confront that and we win on every single front.
Were you impressed we saw the aggressive nature of Marco Rubio as Secretary of State in his hearings and Scott Bessent at Treasury, sir?
I was, Steve. I've never told this story before, but one of the first Senate offices I went to on the Sequoia side was Marco Rubio's, and his former press secretary was very, very helpful in terms of, putting some stuff around Congress and everything else, which eventually, the National Security Council did force Sequoia to separate from its China arms. So I think he understands the threat very, very well. I thought he was terrific. I thought Scott Bessent laying out the energy. I think Hegseth bringing technology into the military. It looks very promising here. So we still got some work to do. But, one question I do have, though, is, is Turner's, given that Turner's out, Lee Smith did a nice piece in Tablet magazine talking about how he's boasting about how this was just a week ago, he was boasting about how he was taking over Trump's intelligence community, and his chief of staff, Adam Howard, and I hope Mike Waltz, who's made some good announcements there, is going over, Turner's chief of staff, Adam Howard, is going over supposedly to run intel oversight and advise the president on the National Security Council. I hope that's the right move.
Where do people get you? Amazing information. And by the way, congratulations on Turner being the former head of HPSI. Where do people go to get to your social media?
Yeah, Steve. Fortunately, there was a lot of content. Even when you went on your sabbatical, we were still on it. So the doofus from Dayton can now have the NATO summits in Dayton, which is ironic. That's where he's focused now. But Twitter, BP, on X, BP Costello.
Brian Costello, thank you very much, sir.